Hi everybody, it's Miss Brody coming to you with another reading lesson about the wonderful world of fantasy. And as you can see by the name of this slide, today's lesson is called Slaying Dragons, for real and metaphorically. Well, maybe you're wondering, what is a metaphor? Well, a metaphor is simply a figure of speech used to compare one thing to another. And people get them confused a lot with similes. But in a simile, we use the words like or as to compare things, right? As fast as a cheetah. But metaphors do not use the words like or as. It's just a direct comparison. So as you can see by this book title, my teacher is a monster. Not as scary as a monster, that would be a simile, but just my teacher is a monster. Or here's another example. The classroom was a zoo. Or my mom's cell phone is a dinosaur. I cried a river of tears, right? These are metaphors. If someone describes the classroom as being a zoo, you know that they're saying that it's crazy in there and wild, and the kids are jumping around like monkeys and making loud sounds like lions. Who knows? Okay, I want to play you a clip from one of my favorite movies that I've already mentioned, and it's The Wizard of Oz.
Do you suppose we'll meet any wild animals?
We might. Animals that eat straw? Some, but mostly lions and tigers and bears.
Lions?
And tigers? And bears.
Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my!
Lions and tigers and bears.
Oh my!
Lions and tigers and bears.
Oh my!
Lions and tigers and bears.
Oh my!
Lions and tigers and bears.
Oh my!
Okay, well, that's a clip from The Wizard of Oz. And as you can see, Dorothy and her friends, the Scarecrow and the Tin Man, are worried about encountering real lions and tigers and bears. Those would be their true dangers. But in our fantasy books, they might not really be lions and tigers and bears or dragons, right? They might not literally be that. In fantasy stories, characters face different kinds of dragons. Some are literal dragons. They really are facing a dragon, while others are metaphorical dragons that symbolize conflicts faced by those characters. And as you become a more experienced reader of fantasy or any books, you're going to be looking for these conflicts, and you're going to be thinking about whether some of these conflicts or problems are becoming themes in the books you're reading, so that when Dorothy and her friends are encountering all of these lions and tigers and bears, they're also learning about themselves and the world and important lessons. They're facing literal dragons, well, not literal dragons, literal monsters, or bad things. And when they face those problems, that's what leads us to the theme. Okay, we're going to think about for a few slides the paper bag princess. And again, hopefully you've listened to all these teaching videos so you're not scratching your head and thinking, what the heck is the paper bag princess? It's the story that I read aloud to you on the first day. So remember our main character of Elizabeth? Well, she literally, that means truly, faces a dragon. And that's definitely one of her problems. And of course, Elizabeth ends up conquering the dragon. She finds him, she tricks him, she exhausts him, and she completes her quest by rescuing Prince Ronald. But the story is actually more complicated than just her tracking down her literal dragon. It's not a fairy tale with a happily ever after ending. There is a major character change. And so we want to think about what other dragons does she face? And these are the metaphorical dragons, not the literal dragon, but what conflicts or problems does she have to overcome that are sort of the quote-unquote dragons that she faces? Well, let's think about that. Here's the question again. What are her metaphorical dragons? So other than the real dragon, what problems does she have to overcome? Well, she's homeless, right? He burns down her castle. She has to depend on herself. That's a problem she has to overcome. And her biggest problem, really, is Ronald, right? It turns out that Ronald is as much of a monster. And in fact, he's actually less polite than the real dragon of the story. He's cruel, and he's snobby, and he's demeaning, which means it puts her down, and he's unsensitive and grateful, and so on and so on and so on, right? He's the thing that she ultimately, in the end, has to conquer and overcome. And as we know, she does. Okay, again. And by overcoming this dragon, the real one, and the metaphorical dragons of all of the obstacles put in her place, what do we learn as a reader? What do we learn by watching her conquer all of these dragons? So let's think for a second about that. And again, when we come up with the answer, we will have likely found the themes of our story. And notice again that that word theme is plural because we usually have more than one theme. So let's think, maybe it's that we need to make wise choices about relationships. Or maybe another theme that she realizes, and we do too, is that you shouldn't accept someone in your life if they aren't kind and appreciative, that you're better off alone than being with a jerk, right? Can you think of other themes or lessons we learn through the way Elizabeth slays her real and metaphorical dragons? Maybe you've come up with other ones that I didn't come up with. Again, earlier on, a few days ago, I thought of the theme of don't judge a book by its cover. Don't Prince Ronald judges Elizabeth when she looks so shabby, that you should really look at what's inside a person, not what they look like on the outside, and that she was brave and courageous and really bold and smart, and he should have appreciated that. So there's many themes. Okay, so again, we want to start thinking metaphorically. In fantasy books, we need to start thinking about the metaphorical dragons, the scary obstacles getting in the way of our characters. They're not going to be always slaying real dragons, as in this short video clip I have. Sometimes these dragons that characters are facing are even inside themselves, when you have to overcome something within yourself. And in fact, that makes me think right now of The Tiger Rising and Rob, who had the dragon inside of him of letting go of his fear of letting his emotions out. That's Rob's dragon inside of himself. So the way the characters face their problems and these dragons is likely related to the themes of the story. So today, you're going to read your independent fantasy book, and you're going to be writing about the dragons your characters face, whether they're real dragons or metaphorical dragons. And you are going to be thinking about how these obstacles might be linked to the themes or the lessons in your book. Okay, so hopefully this lesson has helped you out. Hopefully you have a great fantasy book that you're really, truly reading. We really want you to stay away from sort of pretend reading and trying to say to your teacher, oh, I'm reading this book, when really it's a book for 5-year-olds or something. Find a great book on Epic or maybe one in your house and really get into reading it about 20 or 30 minutes every day because you're going to be jotting. Have a great day. See ya.